Whether you're looking for a way to get under the skin of a narcissist or not, these things are certainly going to do it. Number 1, you ignore them. I mean, let's face it, no one really enjoys being ignored by a person, but this is especially true for a narc because of how fragile the ego is and how deeply it's affected. Just about everything feels like a personal attack for somebody like this, and the worst thing that's ever happened to them. You deciding to not answer texts or phone calls, emails for whatever reason can certainly send them into a tailspin. You might have even seen this when you don't answer or you don't respond fast enough. Your phone or social media, email, etc. just completely erupt with where are you, what's going on, what's happening, and so on. Number 2, you place boundaries. Things like boundaries, standards, expectations, and consequences are all big no-nos in the land of narcissism. If at any time you attempt to put some boundaries or rules in place, this is going to cause anger, possibly guilt tripping, or whining about how you're controlling and impossible. On top of that, your boundaries will be anything but accepted by a narc. Make no mistake, they are clearly understood. Of all the things these people are, stupid is not one of them. You're just dealing with a person who has no interest in respecting you or your boundaries. Any standards that you try to get them to uphold in a relationship will also not be taken seriously. This is a grown child with no interest in maintaining any standards. And the exact same goes for expectations. Let's get one thing straight. You are here to serve the narcissist. You're a list of goods and services, and you had better come correct. But as for them, they do not and will not engage in any kind of reciprocation. Consequences for them not acting like an adult or upholding and sticking to your guns, yeah, that's also going to make them nuts, drive them crazy, and it might cause an outburst, depending on how they want to play the game. Not all narcs are exactly the same. Some lash out angrily, some cry rivers, and some really go radio silent. Tell me down in the comments what kind of boundaries you tried to establish in the relationship, and then tell me how that was taken and what happened. Number 3, you hold them accountable. Carrying on from my last point, I won't linger here. They will never take accountability nor responsibility for anything. You'll be blame shifted and gaslighted until you give up, let it go, and probably admit some kind of defeat, and then of course take that accountability and responsibility all by yourself. Number 4, you refuse to be blame shifted. If this doesn't happen and you refuse to allow yourself to be blame shifted, it will send the narc into another little mini meltdown. When you get them on something and they try to change the subject or throw blame shifting at you, but you don't allow that to happen, something to the effect of, yeah, well, we're not talking about me right now. We'll get to me in a second. What we're doing right now is we're talking about you and ABCXYZ. Yeah, that's not going to go well, and it's pretty much going to make them insane. In this moment, you are being incredibly frustrating when you won't take the blame or accept responsibility. Number 5, you begin or continue therapy. This is a huge red flag, so I want you to listen close, survivor. If you choose to begin therapy, or you let this person know that maybe you've been going to therapy, and you get any kind of negative reaction about that, run. If you tell this information to anybody, and they give you that odd look, or they have something mean, cruel, insensitive, or negative to say, let those be the last words you hear from that person. There is nothing wrong with getting help, reaching out, and spending time working on your issues and yourself. We all have issues. Nobody's perfect. We all have trauma. We all have things that we need to work on. We all need somewhere to go. We all need someone to talk to. Again, nobody is perfect. If a person reacts badly to you wanting to work on yourself or working on yourself, head for the hills. Narcs fear that you're going to wise up, get stronger, not allow yourself to be abused anymore, not allow yourself to go through that cycle of abuse that keeps happening over and over and over. Through therapy, our self-esteem can get boosted. We feel better. We handle these issues. We realize we don't deserve this treatment. We're not going to tolerate this treatment, and we're going to move forward. So you can understand why this would drive a narcissist crazy, and also probably strike a lot of fear in them. Fear that you will move on, leave the relationship, and find somebody more healthy to be involved with. If you'd like to talk with me one-on-one and get some help and support for what you're going through from a fellow survivor, you can get information on my services and set up sessions by visiting my website. The link is down in the description for you, jess-stanley.square.site. Number 6, you don't feed into them. Not giving a narcissist what they're looking for will always drive them crazy. Not feeding into them is not the same as ignoring them necessarily. This can be like when you see them get mad about something. Maybe they start ranting and raving, raising their voice and carrying on, and you just stand there and go, "Did you get it out? Are you good? Can we keep going with the conversation? Because I'd like there to be a resolution here. Thanks." The gray rock method, or technique, however you want to say it, can help teach us how to be stoic like that in those moments and not feed into the narc, not give them that rise, reaction, response that they're desperately looking for. Because once you cut off their supply source, you've basically cut off their oxygen. This can and will infuriate them, but if you do it long enough and stick to it, eventually, and in some cases this can take a really long time, they realize nothing can be obtained here. They need to go find another person to scare and bully because you're not scared and you cannot be bullied. Number 7, you go no contact. Obviously, going no contact, blocking, changing the number, deleting the emails, whatever it is you have to do, leaving the relationship will certainly piss them off and make them go batty. But it is what needs to be done in 95% of cases, except for those where you need to have some communication with them. You run a business together, you have children, things like that. And in that case, then we kind of have to go gray rock because we can't cut the contact completely. But obviously going no contact is gonna make them super mad. Number 8, you do your own thing. You have your own life, friends, family, job, hobbies, activities, other things. Get the hell out of here. I mean, what did I just say? You're not allowed to do anything but serve the narc and be there when they need you. These are also more things that a narc might try to steer you away from, like when I talked about going to therapy just a moment ago. Be very cautious, survivor, of those who are trying to remove healthy people or activities or hobbies or interests from your life. It's never a good sign. Number 9, you replace them. This one goes right to the ego and causes a massive narc injury. If they catch wind or hear about you moving on with your life, it could prompt a Hoover. They might reach out, show up somewhere that you go, or even try to get in touch with your new partner to get info and, of course, run that wild smear campaign on you. You're not allowed to replace them. You are to sit and wait until they need and or want you, and then you ask how high when they tell you to jump. Survivor, you're not a human being in this situation. You're an object. Objects serve purposes, and they do so without us taking their feelings into consideration. Do you ask your sofa if it needs a day off? Do you walk into the kitchen, open up your fridge, and ask, how was work today? No, you don't. They're objects, inanimate objects, with no thoughts, feelings, or opinions. And this is the way a narc feels about you. You're not allowed to just go off and do as you please. Narcs are extremely possessive in nature and feel that as a thing, you are a thing that they own. Replacing them? Yeah, that'll make them nuts, and it's absolutely out of the question as far as they're concerned. Number 10, you outsmart them. Oh no, you're a smart, capable person. Look out. You have to be so damn delicate and dumb with these people. It's just such a joke. I don't know. I mean, well, besides these people, who doesn't want an intelligent, capable partner? Yeah, you being smart and, maybe smarter than them will absolutely not be tolerated. This drives them crazy. They need to feel all the control, all the power, and all of the superiority. Narcs just think we're all some special kind of stupid. And when you show that you're not, you become a threat. Yeah, they don't like that. It's not gonna go great. Number 11, you show other people attention. This is very akin to the whole do your own thing point I made like 45 seconds ago. If you do something nice for another person, be helpful, show an act of kindness, or spend time with your friends, give somebody a compliment, even a complete stranger, or, if you basically do anything with anybody else, yeah, huge hissy fit incoming right towards you. You are certainly not supposed to show any fluffy, bunny, nice, good person feeling-y things to other people. All of that needs to be reserved for the narcissist. What else makes a narcissist mad or go crazy? Tell me down in the comments. Thanks so much for listening today. Subscribe if you haven't so you don't miss any of my videos. Have a great day, survivor, and take care of yourself.